got a big time matchup between Alabama and Tennessee Saturday night. This will be the most detailed breakdown on the internet you're going to find of a football game, whether you're a casual sports fan or a sports bettor. So let's get on into it. And looking at Alabama, they're really good passing football this year. You see a lot of greens on their screen, seventh EPA per play, seventh success rate. When it comes to running the football, not been so good. 77th EPA per play, 127th success rate. Their defense side of the ball, they've also been good too. 42nd EPA per play against the pass, 29th in success rate. And against some runs where they've been a little bit softer, 74th in EPA per play and 42nd success rate. And now let's take out their opponent, Tennessee. And Tennessee stats really good at passing the football, so ninth in EPA per play, eighth in success rate. And running the football, they're also good too, 34th EPA per play, 15th in success rate. So Tennessee's got no problem moving the ball. Tennessee's problem is stopping the other team from moving the football. 98th in EPA per play against the pass, 87th success rate. Against the run, 98th in EPA per play, and 114th success rate. That's not winning football on that side of the ball. And let's look see if Ty Simpson's going to have a successful day against Tennessee. And when Ty Simpson is given a clean pocket this year, 92.9 PFF grade, 15 touchdowns, one pick. When he's under pressure, 29.7% of the time, not been so good. One touchdown, no pick. One positive, he doesn't have turnovers when that happens. But you can see if you get this man a clean pocket, it's going to gas you up and down the field. And let's take a look at his passing log from some of the games this season. Against Florida State, his first start of the year, threw for 254 yards, two touchdowns, 53% completion. That wasn't his best game ever, but he played his tail off in that game. And then as the season's gone on, he's got better. 382 yards against Wisconsin, four touchdowns. Against Georgia, 276, two touchdowns. Vanderbilt, he threw for 340, two touchdowns. And Missouri, which has a good pass rush, 200 yards and three touchdowns. So he didn't have the yardage I like to see against Missouri, but he was efficient, 74% completion, three touchdowns. So a very good quarterback given the time. And now we get the battle of the trenches. See if Alabama's offensive line and Tennessee's defense line, who will win that battle. And on the offense side, Alabama's not a great run blocking unit according to PFF. Only Caden Proctor grades out good with 78.6, but the rest of the offense line's in the 50s. When it comes to pass blocking, that's where they're much better. 77.2 for Parker Brelsford and Gino Vandermark, 78.2. So no problem protecting the quarterback. And this could be one of the key matches right here for Tennessee. As Tennessee does have some good pass rushers. They get after the quarterbacks. Kind of the back end where they've struggled. But Joshua Joseph's 90.8 PFF grade, 18 pressure in the season, 23.2% win rate. And then Tyree West, 87.6 PFF grade, 10 total pressures, 19.1% win rate. So if this Tennessee pass rush can get you into 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, it could be a little tough day for Ty Simpson. But I do like that Alabama, that's one of their strengths is pass blocking. So whoever can win this matchup is that's going to be key number one to win the football game. Look at Tennessee's passing yards allowed. You can see even with that great pass rush, they've been gassed through the air sometimes. Syracuse threw for 274, Georgia for 304, UAB for 371, and then Arkansas for 256. Arkansas has kind of had their way with moving the football against them, but Arkansas doesn't play defense. Mississippi State threw for 175, but Mississippi State's really good at running the football and not so good at passing the football this year. So that's kind of why you've seen a low total there. But given Alabama's ability to throw the football a little bit and seeing that Tennessee's been vulnerable on the back end, I probably have to give the overall edge to Alabama. I think they can keep Ty Simpson clean enough, especially being at home just enough to be able to have a good day. And look at Alabama's rushing compared to Tennessee's rush defense. And you see Alabama not great at running the football. Like I talked about in the beginning, 87 yards against Florida State, 117 against Georgia, 146 against Vanderbilt, and 72 was against Wisconsin. Whenever they play good teams that have some semblance of a defense, they only average about 3 to 4 yards a carry. Louisiana Monroe, they did run for 212, but that's a different. Louisiana Monroe is not near on the level of these teams. So I do think that Tennessee could, even given their struggles, could have I won't say advantage, but I think Alabama's not just going to run it down their throat. Georgia, they put up 198, but Georgia's the running team, and then Arkansas, 240, they're a running team. Like I said, Mississippi State likes to run the football. But against UAB, 23 yards allowed. Against East Tennessee State, 49. So given that, I see Alabama get between 125 and 150 on the ground, in the football game, maybe closer to 125 range. And now we got Tennessee and Joey Aguilar. Let's see what he can do against Alabama defense. When he's been given a clean pocket, 92.7 PFF grade, 9 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. That's not that great for touchdown interception ratio, but according to PFF, he's making all the plays he needs to make. Under pressure, 23.7% of the time, 61.3 grade, 5 touchdowns, 1 pick. And you can see his passing log, and this man can dial it up too. 371 yards against Georgia, 335 against Mississippi State. Did throw for 221 against Arkansas. and 288 versus East Tennessee, and then 247 versus Syracuse. So definitely has no problems getting the ball down the field. Came over from App State last year in the transfer portal. Now look at Tennessee's offense line against Alabama's pass rush. You see that Tennessee's kind of like Alabama. They're a better pass blocking unit. A bunch of 70 and 80 grades across the board. And against run blocking, that's where they're a little bit worse. 70.7 for Wendell Moore, and then 73.5% Pendleton. But everybody else in the line kind of grades out in the 60s and upper 50s. But Alabama, their pass rush, I won't say this is the strength of their football team. They're more of a, I say, better run stopping unit than getting after the quarterback. 59.6 grade for Yozon Pierre, 17 pressures. LT Overton, 70.8 pass rush grade, 15.3% win rate. But you see that Tennessee had one true elite rusher. Alabama really doesn't have that. But I do think Alabama, they haven't a whole lot of passing yards this year. They're really good at coverage on the back end. And you can see 152 passing yards against Florida State, 117 for Wisconsin, 130 for Georgia, and then 162 for Missouri. So I do think that somewhere this game will settle somewhere in the middle. Given that Joey Aguilar's put up good stats, against the teams he's played, and I do think he could throw for about 200 in Alabama, maybe get to 250 probably at best. So certainly a matchup I think that might slightly favor Tennessee, either slight favorite Tennessee or slight neutral. And we'll look at Tennessee's rush attack versus Alabama. And you can see pretty much since the Florida State game, Alabama's kind of, shut down the run except against Georgia. And Tennessee's kind of gone off. That's 248 against Syracuse. When they played Georgia, they did get held to 125. And Arkansas held them to 150. I think Alabama's going to put up a stout run defense on them, especially being at home. So I see Tennessee get between 125 and 150 yards on the ground. I think Tennessee will get theirs a little bit, but I don't think they're just going to go running down Alabama's throat. And that kind of leaves me with a prediction. I think that Alabama's going to win the game being at home, and I don't like that Tennessee's defense has been terrible on the year, especially going on the road. So I do think Tennessee will move the ball, but I think Alabama's just going to move it more and be able to make key plays and put up points. And that's my prediction for the game. Thank you all for watching.